On Tuesday, the 17th of December 2019, publisher and CEO Posterity Media, Mr. Femi Kolawole, organized a public presentation of his books, titled The Gatekeepers and Nigerian Journalism. The event, which was held at the Oriental Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos, had in attendance top media executives who have contributed to the growth of the media industry in Nigeria. The chairman of the occasion was renowned Nigerian politician and journalist Chief Olusegun Oshoba, who worked with the Daily Times as a reporter and a diplomatic correspondent of the Times newspaper in 1996. As a politician, he served as governor of Ogun State. The author of the books The Gatekeepers and Nigerian Journalism, Mr. Femi Kolawole, an award-winning journalist, shared inspiring stories of 20 top journalists in the country in The Gatekeepers. The other book, Nigerian Journalism, is a collection of articles and essays in celebration of 160 years of the Nigerian media industry. It captured events beginning from the period of the publication of the first newspaper in the country, Iwe Iroyin, by Reverend Henry Townsend. Mr. Femi Kolawole in The Gatekeepers also featured editors, columnists, and media leaders like multilingual broadcaster Prince Bisi Olatilo, the chairman and CEO Biscon Communications, Mr. Azua Rinze, publisher of Yes Magazine, Mr. Dari Babarinsa, Mr. Eric Osage, Mr. Shea Kende, CEO City People Magazine, to mention just a few. In recognition of their efforts and contributions to the media industry, plaques of honor were presented to them by the chairman of the occasion, Chief Olusegun Oshoba. Afterwards, guests took turns to appreciate Mr. Femi Kolawole for specially recognizing his colleagues in the media industry. They also spoke on broader issues affecting the media industry in the country and called on the government to get their priorities right and desist from frivolous petitions like the social media bill, with motives to take away the right of freedom of expression from Nigerians.
The issue of ensuring that the social media bill is killed and buried. If you would recall, this is not the first time such a bill had come up. I think Abike Dabiri had once, while she was in the house, put a bill together, and of course, because the media also fought strongly against it at the time, it died. Now it's being resuscitated by somebody who is not even a journalist, who is just determined and desirous of ensuring that Nigerians are caged and gagged. As many people have reacted in the past, both in the media and outside the media, it's a bill that shouldn't, by any means, be allowed to have a breath of life. I'm even surprised and a little disappointed that it's gone through the first and now second reading. Indeed, the final point where it should be modified will be the public hearing, which Chief Oshoba told us we should storm the place and ensure that indeed it does not go beyond there.
Actually, I'd like to say that I'm very happy to be here to be part of this launch. Of course, the publisher and I are very close, and I believe that I would make my own launch in private. I will get a question. When I commend him for this project. I mean, it's not easy to do anything successfully if it has to do with publishing and very intellectual pursuits like this. It's always very expensive, unless you are determined and you believe that this has to happen. And I commend him very much for seeing this to fruition and to continue to soldier on and make sure that, and of course to all our colleagues here, I also commend all of us, because we all know how difficult and challenging the media terrain is today. But we'll keep at it. Thank you
for the work he has done During the course of writing the book, it was persistent. I remember how many times he called me, and it was his persistence that made me to participate in the book. I commend his professionalism. I commend our daddy here, His Excellency Sheikh Shoba. As a journalist, he brought the light and showed us the way we followed. He did a lot, and he's a man we are proud of. From journalism, he became a governor, and we use him as a reference point. Journalists do a lot for the country and journalism, but they are not appreciated. During the June 12 struggle, journalism fought, and when the battle was won, politicians took the glory. But with a man like Chief Oshoba, he didn't think only about the newsroom, he thought about government, and as government he excelled because all the ills that he talked about as a journalist, he tried to correct them as a governor.
As a governor, I've actually been with us forever, and was with us forever. Why I'm saying this is because I was a young broadcaster when you were the governor. And as a young broadcaster, we read news all the time, particularly during the era of the military, when I personally had to be in the studio when the crews were on. And I look back at some days, and the fury with which you brought confidence to journalism was second to none. It's not because of seeing you here, sir. You drove with confidence. You were very open and very blunt about the things that were wrong, about the things that they did to journalism, and about the attacks on individual journalists at that time. And so I look back again, and I trail into what Femi is doing, Kolawole is doing. Kolawole has found a space on the media. He found that niche, sat on it, not for money, for posterity. But he's done it in such a way that you continue to see the improvement. This second edition beats up the first edition, or can't surpass it because the first edition was the longest step he took. And they say the longest step begins with, the longest journey begins with the first step. He took that first step in those days, and he scored. And because he has scored, I see the lineage of what you have done, sir, Your Excellency, and what the younger ones are also taking after. And I say that we have hope in the profession of journalism in this country.
When you look at the Nigerian media space, there is something that is very, very dangerous that is happening, which is you look at the prospect of investigative reporting in Nigeria. If you go by the words of the Nobel laureate, Professor Wole Soyinka, he described investigative journalism as a powerful force for the restoration of human dignity. And I am totally in support of that. But when you look at our print media, when you look at our broadcast media, how much of that, how much of investigative reporting are we doing today? To me, if not for online media like Premium Times, that are going to score the Nigerian media generally in terms of the space and time we devote to investigative reporting. Believe me, we are not there. We are just, helping, that's what I see. We are helping the Nigerian politicians to underdevelop Nigeria. So if ultimately we blame these politicians, the ruling class, we should blame ourselves the more for not doing what the profession expects of us. I say this because I want us to maybe do better than what we've been doing. I believe we are trying, but we are not, our best is not good enough. Thank you very much.
Mr. Femi Kolawole, in his vote of thanks, appreciated Chief Olusegun Shoba for being a true patriot and championing a lot of development in the media industry. He described him as a man who used his position as governor to fight against the ills he observed in the media industry when he was a journalist. He also appreciated all for gracing the occasion.
Time would not permit me to appreciate all of the editors, all of the leaders who are here. I also appreciate the kind words. If I have any appeal to make, it is this. Mr. Yusuf Adekunle was mentioning earlier that Prophet Nikolale, appears to be gentle and he hardly talks. But as much as that might be so, there's something I've observed among those who are journalists. Yes, we are generally amazing people, we are patriotic, we love our country, we want a better life for virtually everyone. But I've also noticed that there are media leaders, journalists like us, who get into politics, who get into power, and they virtually get mad when they get into office. It's sad. I won't mention names, but we can understand some of these things. Journalists, editors, respected voices who get into political offices and they virtually turn against the media. They do things that do not promote and project the cause of the media. I'm not happy about this.
A session of photographs ended the event. Biscon Communications congratulates Mr. Femi Kolawole on the successful launch of his books, The Gatekeepers and Nigerian Journalism.